everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new around here, my name's Emily, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today's video is one that I put on my Instagram story to see whether you guys would actually be interested in seeing this video, because it's one that I've thought about doing for a little bit of a while. It's one that I've thought about for doing a little while now, and I've recently got some new additions to my piercings, so I thought I would... My chair's really squeaky. I thought I would talk you through piercings and pain, tattoos and pain experiences, that sort of thing, recommendations as who to go to, and literally everything about my piercings and tattoos, because I get a lot of questions. So I think we'll just jump straight into the video. So in total, if I count all my piercings individually, as in like this is one lobe, this is another, count them all individually like that, I have 16 piercings. So we'll start off with my ear piercing, because I can't really remember the order of what piercings came where and that sort of thing, but I'll just talk you through them all as they are. So first off, I've got my lobes done. I actually have 3 lobe piercings. First, I can't really remember, I was probably, I want to say about 4 or 5 years old when I got them done, maybe even younger. I think I've had them done twice. First time I remember they got infected, and I literally had like holes in my ears from where they was infected, so I had to actually get pierced with gold jewellery the second time round, and they healed fine, but now I can wear cheap jewellery in them. I don't have a problem now they're healed, so I don't really know what that was that happened. I got them pierced at Claire's with a gun, both at the same time. I don't really remember them that much, so I can't tell you what the pain was like because I was too young to remember that. But then I also have my seconds done, so my seconds I got done probably back end of last year. Pain wise, I'd say like a 3 out of 10. Like, they're a bit ouchy and they sting for a little bit, but they're not painful at all. I actually got them done on the same day as a different piercing, and I think because the other piercing hurt so much, my lobes just didn't really affect me in the slightest. I currently have some little hoops in my seconds. Now I actually want to change these hoops because I'm not really happy with them at all. Like, I want to change them to some little gold hoops or something like that, something a bit prettier, because none of my jewellery other than my thirds have like regular jewellery in, you know, like they're all just like the basic what you get pierced with, nothing else, like nothing. I haven't changed them since getting them pierced. So then my thirds were more painful than my lobes and seconds. My thirds, I actually remember like my eyes watered a little bit because I was like, I wasn't expecting them to be as painful as what they were. I'd still say there was only like a 5 out of 10, nothing like overly painful or anything like that. So that's what I've got in this ear. So obviously I've got my first, second and thirds in this ear, but I also have my conch and my rook pierced. So my conch, I can't really remember the pain of that. I don't think it was that painful. I don't know whether I have vlog footage of my conch when I got that done, but that was like straight through. Don't really remember it hurting. I remember like it's still a little bit tender. Like to sleep on it, I have to actually sleep with like my hand like this against my ear, just so that my ear isn't flat to the pillow, otherwise it does make it a bit sore. But pain wise, I can't really remember what that one was like. It can't have been too painful, otherwise I definitely would have remembered that. But no, conch is like, I've had it done for, I want to say like nearly a year now. And it's a little bit painful like to touch still, because it's, of where it is, it's quite a crunchy place. That's horrible, but you like, where it is, it's quite hard. So I think that's probably why that one's the way it is. Then my rook, I've got a bit of an experience with my rook. So I got my rook first done in this year. I want to say like a good 4 years ago now, at least. I want to say about 3-4 years ago. And the place that I went, they pierced it too deep. It ended up swelling to the whole length of the bar. My ear ended up like embedding. It was disgusting. I had to have the guy who does all my piercings now, Paul, he had to actually remove that at 11 o'clock at night in Gainsborough at his shop. So I had to travel like good like 20-25 minutes to the piercing shop at 11 at night for him to remove that piercing. I was with him for like a good hour whilst he was trying to get this piercing out, and honestly I cannot give him enough credit. He was amazing. We literally spent a full hour in the shop whilst he was trying to remove this piercing as like carefully and pain-free as possible. He was like, I'm just determined to get it out. At one point he said to me, I really don't think I'm going to get this out, but he was like, I'm going to keep trying, because he didn't want me to have to go to A&E and have it cut open for it to be removed. So the shop that I went to, my chest is squeaky. The shop that I went to, so many of my friends go there, my mum's been there, sisters, no problems at all. It just happened to be that I went there and had a really bad experience, and I've never stepped foot back in that shop after. I just thought I can't go back and risk it, because I've heard other stories of other people having problems there too, so I literally go to this one piercer now and that is it. I can't go to anybody else. So that's it for ear piercings. I don't actually have many ear piercings. I do want more, like I want so many more ear piercings, but that's all I have on my ears at the minute. So in my nose, I have 3 nose piercings. I've got a first and a second nose piercing, and then I've got my septum. So my first is actually my hoop, so I got that one done first. I've had that in for, I can't remember how many years now. I want to say like 5. I want to say like 5 years. I think about 5 years. I started off with a tiny little stud. Nobody really knew that I had it. That's when I originally got it pierced, and I had a little break from it, and then I got this one in whenever I got that done. It was a long time ago, I remember that. That is literally, that's all I remember. So my nose where the hoop is, not painful at all, eyes watered a little bit, like no pain. I'd say like a 2 out of 10. Like really was not painful. I just completely forgot. So my rook, I didn't talk about pain for that. So rook was like a 3, 4 out of 10, nothing too painful. I had it re-pierced in this ear by Paul a couple of weeks actually after he removed the other one. So it didn't put me off obviously getting piercings because I've had so many since then. But Paul like gained my trust straight away. As soon as he removed that other one, I was like, I'm coming back to you for you to pierce me again. So back to my nose. Yeah, not really painful at all. It was like probably the easiest piercing that I've actually had. My stud that I've got next to my hoop, that hurt. I want to say that was like a good like 6 or 7 out of 10. I was not expecting it because my other one didn't hurt. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. Put the needle through, my eyes literally watered so bad, it was stinging. Like it was I won't say it's my most painful piercing because it's really not, but it was one of the more painful piercings that I've actually had out of all my piercings. I really wasn't expecting it to hurt like it did, and I was shocked. I was literally so shocked. But yeah, that one's all healed, absolutely fine. It is an easy piercing to have if you can put up with literally like a second of like pain going through, and then up to like 5 minutes after it hurting, that was it. Like as soon as it was healed, that was fine. The only thing I would say is with a stud, when you catch it, it hurts a lot more than if you've got a ring, and if you catch a ring, I don't think it hurts. Whereas if I catch this one, it hurts quite a bit, and like it's like an ouchy pain. Moving on to my septum. My septum, the clamps hurt a hell of a lot more than the actual needle going through. So my septum, I got it done the same day as I got my smiley done. My smiley actually has too big of a bar in it. I want that changing. It's huge, I don't like it. But anyway, my septum, I got my smiley done first, and then we went to my septum, right? So I went to the same shop, Paul. He's literally done seconds, thirds, rook, conch, septum, second, smiley, lip, dermal, nipples. So he's done all my piercings other than my lobes and my first nose piercing that I got. And I had a woman that works at his shop do it. Now, I was literally squeezing Paul's hand so badly. So she got the clamps, and I was like, oh my god, I don't think I could do it. The pain from the clamps, I've never felt pain like that in all of my life. She was squeezing my nose, and I was like, oh my god, I don't think I can do it. The needle went straight through. I was like, is that it? I was like, the clamp literally hurt so much more than the needle. I was not expecting the clamps to hurt like that. But trust me, that needle going through, that doesn't hurt in the slightest, and the jewellery going through didn't hurt. My nose didn't bleed, my eyes didn't water. Like, that's like a normal reaction. Like, your nose should like bleed a little bit and your eyes should water. None of that happened. Like, the pain for the actual needle going through is like a 3 out of 10. The pain for the clamps is like a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Like, wow, that was painful. But again, it's healing fine. I've had that one for about a month now, probably not even that, to be honest, and yeah, that one's absolutely fine. Can move it about without hurting. Yeah, no problems with my septum at all. So moving on to my smiley. like I say, there's too big a bar in that at the minute. I hate how big it is, like it literally takes over my teeth. But we are getting that changed to a smaller one. I actually have an orthodontist appointment soon, so it's going to be like a straight plastic bar that will just sit up here and be out the way until my braces are off, and then I'll have something a little bit smaller that will just sort of sit around my gums. Smiley, we had a little bit of a problem, so the needle went in, the jewellery went in, the ball wouldn't go on. The jewellery slipped out, the needle had to go back in, and then the jewellery had to go back in again. So we was probably there for about half an hour trying to pierce my Smiley. I have a really nice Smiley's pierce apparently, like I shouldn't have had problems, but it was literally the jewellery, the ball just would not go on. There was 2 of them trying, it just wasn't happening. Didn't put me off, like Paul was like, what do you want to do? Do you want me just to go straight back through with a needle? Like it wasn't re-piercing, it was just going through the hole that was already there, just so that it could recannulate so that the jewellery will go in easier rather than trying to just randomly put the jewellery in. And I was like, just go for it. He was like, oh, do you want me to leave it? I was like, no, just go for it, just sort it out, get it in. I was like, I've been through that pain now, so that jewellery's going in. But pain was like a 3 out of 10. Smiley is not a painful piercing at all. It doesn't hurt. Literally like the day after it was absolutely fine, no pain with it whatsoever. My septum for a few days after, actually, that was like tender, so to move like your nose, your eyes, eyebrows, sorry, anything like that, to move your face would be a bit tender. My Smiley, no pain at all, so really easy piercing again. My lip I've had done twice. I've had two different types of lip piercings. So currently I have an Ashley, so it goes straight through that way, whereas before I had a vertical elaborate, whatever you want to call it, that went down that way. So Jamie Genevieve has her vertical labre, and hers like sits how my Ashley does, so the effect that she has on hers was different to the effect I was getting of mine, and I wanted it to look like hers. So the Ashley piercing, actually, by going that way, gives me that effect of like the gem in the middle of my lip, whereas the vertical labre that Jamie has, it didn't give me that effect, however it gives her that effect. So it just goes to show that everybody's like bodies are different. You can't just get the same piercing and expect it to look the same on you as it does somebody else, especially when it comes to like lip piercings and that sort of thing. So that's the only reason why I ended up changing to an Ashley, because I just thought it's going to look more like what Jamie's does, which is the effect that I was going for. Lip piercings, both of them 3 out of 10, not painful at all. You would think because it's such a big like area to go through that it'd hurt, but no, did not hurt in the slightest. The second time when I was getting my Ashley, I worked myself up loads. I was like, I don't know why, I was like, I've had it before, it's not painful, like I know it's not painful, but I just worked myself up, and then as soon as that needle was through, I was fine, literally no problems at all. And then I also have, you can't even see from here, let me just, I also have a little dermal just in like the middle of my chest, is that like just underneath my collarbones. I've got a little dermal that was not painful in the slightest. I'd say that was like a 1-2 out of 10, really not painful. I haven't found any of my piercings particularly painful other than my nipples. They were like a good 9-10 out of 10. Never felt pain like that. I've had to have them done twice. I had complications the first time at a different shop. They had to be removed and then re-pierced. The first time I got them done didn't hurt at all, but I think that's because the positioning of where they pierced them was wrong, which is why it didn't hurt, whereas the second time, because they were pierced properly, really hurt. But still worth it. I don't regret getting them done. I don't think that I shouldn't have got them done or anything like that. They were absolutely fine. So that's actually all of my piercings. So now moving on to tattoos. So I've got my fingers tattooed, both hands. I got these done at a place called Holy Mountain. They cost me £140 for my finger tattoos, but they are literally like, the quality of them is insane. I haven't had my touch-ups, which I was actually supposed to have my touch-ups like a good couple of months ago now. But I didn't feel like I need them. There's a couple of places where there's tiny like places that need touching up, but I wasn't ready for them. I just think I'd rather wait a little bit longer and have touch-ups further down the line when I think I actually need them, rather than just getting them for the sake of getting them done. Then pain-wise, didn't really hurt. The first tattoos I actually got were my fingers, but like I didn't really think they were painful. I sat through them absolutely fine, no problems. They were a little bit sore afterwards, like my fingers were swollen, but that's about it. They were a bit swollen. It's more the pain afterwards. It's kind of like a little bit of a sting because obviously you're moving your fingers and stuff while they're swollen and a little bit red. They just felt a little bit sore, but that was it. Then I also have, so hard to show you this way, I have my I have a quarter sleeve because I've got half of a half sleeve. I'll stand up to show you this one just because it's a bit of an awkward one to show. So this is what my sleeve looks like. This is done by the amazing Jonathan. Jonathan's actually done 2 of my tattoos now. This was the second one that he did. I trusted him to do a much bigger piece after he did my sternum piece. So this piece, I literally sent him an idea of what I wanted and he drew it up for me, did it on the day, absolutely loved it. Pain wise, I'd say I was there for a good 5 hours. Jonathan's an apprentice still, so it takes me a little bit longer, but I also had friends, like, we were messing about a little bit, so it did make it a little bit longer, but it probably would have only taken like 3 or 4 hours if I didn't have people there, but because obviously you're chatting, you stop a little bit more, that sort of thing. There was a lot going on that day, like the shop got really busy and we were both like, we need to take a break. We was like, there's so many people in the shop and we was like, we just need to take a little bit of a break. So that's why it took him a little bit longer. Pain wise, like I said, it wasn't painful until the 5th hour. It was that last hour that was like an absolute killer, but it was just the last hour. It was just really sore and it was a bit like scratchy. Obviously my skin was like red and raw, so it was like going over raw skin that hurt more than anything. But then first 4 hours, sat through them absolutely fine, didn't really find it painful in the slightest. And then I also have my sternum done. I'll have to pop a photo up of that. I'm not really in the right clothes to show you, like my underboot basically. But I've got a little bee there. Jonathan also did that, so that's the first tattoo he did on me. It took him about 3 hours. Not painful. I sat through it and he was like, this bit's gonna hurt, and then he did a bit and I was like, no, it doesn't hurt. I was like, it's absolutely fine. I don't really find any of my piercings or other than my nipples, I don't find like my tattoos or anything particularly painful. It's pain that I can sit through. I don't think it's like, it's not pain where I'm like, oh my god, you need to stop, like it hurts. I'm happy just for them to carry on. Like it don't really affect me that much, I wouldn't say. Jonathan did actually have to put numbing cream on this one, just to take that edge off, because that last hour, like I say, it was like, I did think then I was like, not that I wanted to stop, because I would have just been like, carry on until you're done, like it's not a problem, but it was a little bit more painful in that last hour. I have plans to get lots more tattoos and piercing, but that is like my piercing like tour. I've got loads of piercings as you can see. I want loads more ear piercings though. I definitely want to invest in getting more ear piercing. I want to finish off this ear and start on this one. And tattoos, again, I've already got designs to start on this bit of my arm, and then we're going to work up, probably work up to the other arm, then go on to like my chest, maybe even my neck, which my boss is absolutely going to hate, but... And then legs, I just want to be covered. I absolutely love tattoos so much. Hi everyone, so I thought I'd just add this clip in because since filming this video, there's been a few changes with my piercings, my jewellery, additions, things that have had to come out. So I just thought I'd just add this, oh my god. I thought I'd just add this little bit on so you can see what I've got new, what's had to come out, explain why it's had to come out and that sort of thing. I have changed all my jewellery to rose gold. The only jewellery currently that's not rose gold is this stud that is fresh that I've had done today, and this stud that is the old one that I had in that I haven't been able to change because then it wouldn't match the new one, if that makes sense. So things that have had to come out, my dermal, unfortunately, it's just a scab now. That I've become ill, like a bit poorly. I was feeling quite run down, and my dermal flared up, so I had like runny nose, cough, temperature. My throat was like swollen, like it was just, it wasn't very nice at all. I had that for 2 weeks, and my dermal started rejecting. Part of like the top part was hanging, it was literally hanging off. So that had to be taken out just because it was literally hanging out my skin. There was nothing we could have done to fix that. So I'm not going to get my dermal replaced now that it's out. I just think it's easier just to not have it in at all. Another thing that you will have noticed is my smiley is out. The reason my smiley is out is because I'm getting braces this year and I've got a lot of orthodontist appointments, and obviously they are not going to do anything with my smiley in. So I did want to change my smiley to a smaller bar. That was my initial plan, but because obviously I'm getting braces, it's just easier just to have taken it out completely. Like I said, I've also got this side of my nose done as well. So currently, not well, I can't get my words out. I'm not sure how well you can see, but it's not quite, it doesn't quite look even. The reason for that, this side is literally freshly pierced, it is swollen slightly, and it's got a bigger stud in it, so it looks higher up and just the position doesn't quite look like it's even, but it is even. Once the swelling's gone down, once I can change it to a smaller stud, it will look more even, but I am obsessed with how it looks. I took my boyfriend today to get his septum done, and we've now got a septum and a ring each, and he's getting the other side of his done as well. I think he sort of, I've had it in my head for a while, but he said he wanted the side of his done, and it was just like, actually that confirms I do want mine doing as well, just because I know how good it would have looked, and I really like that one. I'll zoom you in a little bit so you can see my jewellery. So please excuse that my foundation and stuff is rubbed off around my nose. So I've got a rose gold horseshoe, I've got a rose gold bar in my lip, rose gold little twisted hoop. Then in my ears, this one's currently silver in the middle. That's because I've not been able to get the ball off the back of it to change it. And then I've just got a little gold Primark earring in that one. And then I also have my rook that's changed rose gold, as well as my conch. The rook has actually got like some gem balls on them, which is nice and pretty. I'm really happy with everything rose gold. I think it makes everything look a lot nicer. So yeah, that is it for this video. I really hope you enjoyed. Hope you enjoyed this little segment seeing my new jewellery and piercings and updates and that sort of thing. If you want to see more of my videos, then please make sure you subscribe. Also give this video a like, just so I know that you did enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.